How much more like in your face can he be? These people, when conservatives tell you who they are, believe them. When they say this stuff about themselves, believe them. They're telling you the truth. They're telling you the truth. Listen, I've always said ever since Trump was inaugurated that this guy is up to no good. And even though he's out of office now, his stench lingers. It floats among us like a cloud. It's like I'm visiting LA or Hong Kong, okay? It's just a smog cloud that hangs above us all. We'll never, and so far we can't escape it.
Had advised Donald Trump to encourage mail-in voting by Republicans, President Trump did not do so.
Yeah, I just remember generally, you had people arguing that we had a very, very robust get out the vote effort and that, mail-in ballots could be a good thing for us if we looked at it correctly.
There was one meeting that was had in particular. I invited Kevin McCarthy to join the meeting, he being of like mind on the issue with me, in which we made our case for why we believed mail-in voting not to be a bad thing for his campaign. But the president's mind was made up.
So it was expected before the election that the initial counts in some states, in other words, those votes cast on election day, would be more heavily Republican. And this would create the false perception of a lead for President Trump, a so-called red mirage. But as the results of the absentee ballots that were later counted, there could be trends towards Vice President Biden as those mail-in ballots were counted. Now, on election night, Donald Trump's advisors specifically told him he didn't have a factual basis to declare victory, that he should wait for the remaining ballots to be counted. Here is campaign manager Bill Stepien.
It was far too early to be making any calls like that. Ballots were still being counted.
Right-wing audio.
Counted for days. And it was far too early to be making any proclamation like that. I believe my recommendation was to say that votes were still being counted. It's too early to tell, too early to call the race.
But President Trump did declare victory in the late hours of election night. Not only did he declare victory, he also called for the ongoing count of votes to just stop. Stopping the count would have violated both federal and state laws and also disenfranchised millions of voters who lawfully cast their vote. He called for that action anyway. Here's what he said.
This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election. We want all voting to stop.
We now know more about...
We rarely hear that voice anymore, for the best, honestly. For absolutely the best. And a lot of Trump's friends are going to get wrapped up in all of this and their complete sycophantic want to make sure that Donald Trump stayed in power, even though he didn't deserve to at all and completely lost the election by a decent margin as well. But it doesn't really matter. We'll get into it. A lot of people were giving them the benefit of the doubt that they're stupid. Okay, I want you to know something. Okay, I try to be as reasonable as possible, but we here love to call a lot of these people just stupid. But the problem is that gives them too much credit. A lot of people who are stupid, it's not their fault. And a lot of stupid people and if you're stupid, that means honestly, if you're given the right information that you'll change your mind. They're not stupid. They're bad people. They have motivated reasoning and they believe what they believe for a reason. And they don't say things that are incoherent and don't make any sense because they don't know better. They know better and they're lying to you and they want to hurt you. And that's a really important thing that we need to understand. Sure, they can be a little stupid, but the way that they want to get to where they're going can be cartoonish. But let's be honest with ourselves. They had a pretty decent plan for stealing the election. Lie about it before it even happened. Lie about it while it's happening. Plant judges in place that would do your bidding. Make up any lie. and then just send it to those judges to be able to get anything you want done. Hope and then cross your fingers that you did a good enough job to get partisan hacks in there to be able to do anything that you told them to do. It works in a lot of other countries. It didn't work here, but this is a plan that many other like dictators and wannabe dictators have tried over the course of history, and it succeeded many times. It's succeeded many times. And honestly, because they can get away with it in some instances. Take a look at this. America's Trumpiest court declared an entire federal agency unconstitutional. A couple of days ago, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals just ruled the entire Consumer Finance Protection Bureau unconstitutional. They said it's unconstitutional for the federal government to protect consumers from predatory and malicious marketing and sales tactics. They literally believe that protecting like American people from companies lying to them is somehow unconstitutional. And I think every single judge put on this court was appointed by Trump, if not most of them, which means like 2 out of the 3 who are on this appeals court. These people are insane and they want to hurt you. They just lie about anything. They just make it up. We already saw that a lot of rulings that have come down from the Supreme Court recently, especially that ruling with that like Christian with that like pastor like football coach, how like the conservative justices literally just verifiably lied in their majority ruling that he was fired unconstitutionally or whatever. It's just ridiculous. They literally just lie.
In the course of our investigation, we also interviewed Brad Parscale, President Trump's former campaign manager.
Oh no, not
Told us
Parscale.
he understood that President Trump planned as early as July that he would say he won the election even if he lost. And just a few days before
But didn't
the election,
Parscale go to jail
Steve
too?
Bannon, a former Trump chief White House strategist and outside
no.
advisor to President Trump, spoke to a group of his associates from China and said this.
And what
China.
Trump's going to do is just declare victory, right? He's going to declare victory. But that doesn't mean he's the winner. He's just going to say he's the winner. The Democrats, more of our people vote early that count. Theirs voted mail. And so they're going to have a natural disadvantage, and Trump's going to take advantage of that. That's our strategy. He's going to declare himself a winner. So when you wake up Wednesday morning, it's going to be a firestorm. Also, if Trump is losing by 10 or 11 o'clock at night, it's going to be even crazier. No, because he's going to sit right there and say they stole it. I'm directing the Attorney General to shut down all ballot places in all 50 states. It's going to be no. He's not going out easy. If Biden's winning, Trump is going to do some crazy shit.
Man, that's curious, isn't it? Man, that's wild. That's the top strategist of the White House being like, he's gonna do some wacky shit. He's gonna try and completely he's just gonna try and become a dictator. Wild, isn't it? Lamau. What a crazy guy. What a wacky boy. Stealing elections, trying to become a god emperor of the United States. Weird how that works out, isn't it?
As you know, Mr. Bannon refused to testify in our investigation. He's been convicted of criminal contempt of Congress, and he's awaiting sentencing.
Oh, we don't even have to worry about that anymore, guys, because he's not awaiting sentencing anymore. He's been sentenced to 4 months in jail for not listening to Congress. They wanted him to come speak. He was like, nah. And then he freaking scuttled away like the bug he is, and then they caught him. So my boy is getting his ass landed in jail. He's very upset. He's very upset at it. He had a press briefing after he got convicted, after he got sentenced to jail, and he's like, they lied. We're gonna clean them out. They have no clue what they're talking about. I didn't do anything wrong. All right, buddy. It's weird how that works out.
But the evidence indicates that Mr. Bannon had advanced knowledge of Mr. Trump's intent to declare victory falsely on election night, but also that Mr. Bannon knew about Mr. Trump's planning for January 6th. Here's what Bannon said on January 5th.
All hell is going to break loose tomorrow. It's all converging, and now we're on, as they say, the point of attack, right? The point of attack tomorrow. I'll tell you this. It's not going to happen like you think it's going to happen, okay? It's going to be quite extraordinarily different. And all I can say is strap in. You have made this happen, and tomorrow it's game day. So strap in. Let's get ready.
That's incredibly curious. That is an incredibly interesting thing to say. So this is on January 5th. All right, this is 1 day before. He's like, it's nothing like you think's going to happen. We're going to do something wacky. I wonder what he was doing. I wonder, what was he planning? You know, what was he cooking? What do you think, chat? What was that boy cooking one day before conservatives try to completely overrun the country and install a dictator for the rest of time? What was he cooking? He's cooking up terrorism. That's definitely possible. Did he know? Does he know? All in his mind?
Another close associate of Donald Trump apparently knew of Mr. Trump's intentions as well. Now, Roger Stone is a political operative with a reputation for dirty tricks. In November 2019,
yeah, he was
convicted
lad.
of lying to Congress and other crimes and sentenced to more than 3 years in prison. He's also a longtime advisor to President Trump and was in communication with President Trump throughout 2020. Mr. Trump pardoned Roger Stone on December 23rd, 2020. Now, recently, the Select Committee got footage of Mr. Stone before and after the election from Danish filmmaker Christopher Gulbrandsen, pursuant to a subpoena. Right before the election, here's Roger Stone talking about what President Trump would do after the election.
His Nixon tattoo is weird. Yeah, I mean, like, Roger Stone has always been somebody who likes it when you lie, cheat, and steal from poor people and people who you trust to get one over, because he's literally just he's unironically literally just a bad person. That's like his entire thing. Is like his whole thing is, I love being a bad person and I love stealing and cheating people to get whatever I want. The only problem is now he's dealing with actual big standing forces in the country, and they're not as easy to push over as it was before. Literally just a demon. He's a little bit of just a demon. That's why he loves Nixon so much. He loves it when Nixon lies, cheats, and steals. And that's why he loves Donald Trump so much, because he loves it when he lies, cheats, and steals. Unironically, that's literally his thing. And if you don't believe me and you think I'm being a little harsh, I guess you can just listen to what he has to say for himself.
Let's just hope we're celebrating. I really do suspect it'll still be up in the air. When that happens, the key thing to do is to claim victory. Possession is 9/10 of the law. No, we won. Fuck you. Sorry, over. We won. Yeah. You're wrong. Fuck you.
ABC.
I said fuck the voting. Let's get right to the violence. That's what I'm Start smashing pumpkins if you know what I mean.
Man, that's curious. Man, that's a very strange thing to say. You all catch that? You all get that? That's a little sussy, if I'm going to be honest. This is what these people are. It's going to be up in the air. They know it's going to be a little tight coming in, for the first part of the election. Lie, say that you won anyways, try to cheat people, and then steal the election. Lie, cheat, steal. I forgot about one thing, which is also violence. Let's cut this. Let's go straight to the violence, bro.
Let's get right to the violence.
Let's get right to the violence. How much more like in your face can he be? These people, when conservatives tell you who they are, believe them. When they say this stuff about themselves, believe them. They're telling you the truth. They don't care about the country. They don't care about elections. They don't care about what's true, what's real. What they care about is their own political power, holding on to it and screwing over as many people as possible to get to the top. That's their brand. That's their thing. Honestly, that's what a lot of people like about them. And it's really sad to see. I'm glad they got stopped, but these people, yeah, they're unironic villains. In other countries that aren't as long standing and have much like younger democracies than the United States, the scary thing is they would have won. If this was in like Myanmar, okay? If this was in like Laos or something, or Vietnam, if this was in like a bunch of other countries, Russia, bro. It did happen with Russia, literally, with Yeltsin. This could have happened anywhere else. We're lucky that we have the system that we have here today, because the forces that these people put together to lie, cheat, and steal were incredibly strong and would have destroyed any other country. I think that's the beautiful thing about America. It survived these people, at least for now. And now it's our turn to make sure that it keeps surviving, which means the destruction of these people's ideology and to burn it in a fire. If I'm going to be completely honest with you, to burn it in a fire. This is what these people are, okay? This is who they are. They're horrible people. They don't care about anything besides themselves and their money.
To two groups responsible for violently attacking the Capitol, the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys. Individuals from both of these organizations have been charged with the crime of seditious conspiracy. Now, what is seditious conspiracy? It is a conspiracy to use violent force against the United States, to oppose the lawful authority of the United States. Multiple associates of Roger Stone from both the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys have been charged with this crime. Close associates of Roger Stone, including Joshua James, have pled guilty to this crime. We know that at least 7 Oath Keepers who have been criminally charged provided personal security for Roger Stone or were seen with him on January 6th or in the weeks leading up to January 6th.
This guy actually is walking around with like a paramilitary thug, like insurrection force. Like this guy actually has his own like little military force that he goes around trying to overturn the United States. These people are insane. They're going for it, okay? When these are the same people who are trying to capture and kill Gretchen Whitmer. These people are serious. They're goofy, but their goofiness is serious. And if they are able to maintain power in any way, shape, or form, they will kill people. They will harm people. It's what they do.
For example, Joshua James, the leader of the Alabama Oath Keepers, provided security for Roger Stone and was with him on January 5th. This is the picture of the two together on January 5th. James entered the Capitol on January 6th. He assaulted a police officer. Earlier this year, he pled guilty to seditious conspiracy and obstruction of Congress.
Huh. Incredibly odd how that works. Now, Roger Stone is another goofball, okay? He is another goofball, all right? He's I like to call him Pinhead Larry, all right? This is this I'm sorry, this gets me every This gets me every time. I'm so sorry. It's who you calling Pinhead? Neanderthal motherfucker. Ain't no way this guy ain't got no Neanderthal DNA in him. Look at him. Mr. Unga Bunga himself. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a seditious sculpture. I've never seen somebody with a top of their head like 3 inches wide, bro. It looks like Phineas. Oh no. His head is bottom heavy. Where's his brain? It's just like in here. What's this top? You know what this looks like? It looks like when he was first born, his mom put like a rubber band around his head like this. You know what I mean? While his head was still soft, while his skull isn't like completely formed yet, and then it just like went like, you know what? When he popped out of the womb, they put a dunce cap on him, and then it just molded that way. Traffic cone head ass. But anyways, Mr. Roger Stone, Pinhead Larry, he even though as dangerous as he is simply another rat on the Trump ship. Okay, and he had to jump ship. The problem is when Trump left office, he never threw him a life jacket. All right, same with Steve Bannon. Same with Pascal, same with every other person who jumped off of the Trump ship when things were finally going down and they were trying to do a mutiny on America for the crime of not having enough people who give a shit about you to win an election. Now, Roger Stone didn't take it laying down. Roger Stone was very upset actually that Trump forgot about him after all he's done for him. Okay, after all he's done. Now, while going on after it, and when Donald Trump left office without even a peep of pardoning the people who were closest to him that stuck their neck out for him, Roger Stone was one of the people who was left up high and dry, who could get scooped up by federal authorities for their crime of literally trying to overrun the United States violently. And this is how he reacted. I promise you, it's very funny.
Jared Kushner has an IQ of 70. He's coming to Miami. We will eject him from Miami very quickly. He'll be leaving very quickly. He has 100 security guards. I'll have 5,000 security guards. You want to fight? Let's fight. Fuck you. Fuck you and your abortionist bitch daughter.
So... So my man unironically thinks he's a mob boss who wants to fight Jared Kushner and wants to kill him and eject him from Miami. Fuck you and your abortionist bitch daughter. Anybody up in chat who's a little bit of an abortionist bitch daughter? Many people are saying this. Many people are saying this. This is just completely unhinged. Eject him. I don't know if he means kill him. I don't know if he means like kick them out. I don't know. I would imagine this is. I would imagine that this is a violent threat. I would imagine that this is an illegal violent threat that he's making against Jared Kushner. He's playing Among Us. Yeah, real abortionist bitch daughters. Who up? Who up? Jared Kushner is an imposter. He's an imposter, okay? And so this is how he reacted. A lot of other people who are in the Trump space reacted privately. I mean, you know that Roger Stone absolutely hated it. Steve Bannon hated it as well. Matt Gaetz was very angry as well that he didn't get a pardon. And other people as well who were just like begging and pleading on their hands and knees for a pardon for what they did to keep Trump in office, but ended up failing. They were wishing for it, but they never got it. It's because Trump doesn't care about anybody but himself. They don't matter. Here's the thing is that everybody who was a part of this thought of themselves as like a really important piece. Or they thought of themselves as like king-like. They thought they were just kind of mini kings. But a lot of people try to compare this to chess. But if we're going to compare it to chess, there are no mini kings, okay? But there are a bunch of pawns. And it seems like they're all starting to come to grips with the idea that they weren't really the right-hand man after all. It seems like he never actually cared about any of them. What he really cared about is he cared about them so long as they helped him get done what he needed to get done. And they could all rot in jail for the rest of their lives for as long as it takes because they never mattered. They never mattered. There are a bunch of rats. And it's always fun watching them jump from the ship. Oh, sorry. I didn't see you there. If you're enjoying the content, hit the subscribe button. If you don't, it'll make Boo very sad. I know a bunch of you who are watching are not subscribed. Join the frenzy. You won't regret it.